we're back once more. This episode is going to be in the same lines as the Sonic 2 one from episode 1. Of course, by then I didn't have an exact format of a video, but now we have a format in the game that is a lot more obscure than Sonic 2 or anything here. Welcome to Jung Rhythm is an obscure title for the ill-fated Sega Saturn, a system that was meant for 2D first and 3D last. Jung Rhythm takes some inspirations from Parappa-like, a notable game for the classic PlayStation X. By the way, Jung Rhythm and its developer and publisher, Ultron Corp, is not known much, so my work is cut out for me. What is known, however, is that Jung Rhythm wasn't the only rip-off PS1 title for the Saturn made by Ultron. Mighty Hits is a light gun game from Ultron and also on Saturn with the similarities of Point Blank for the PlayStation 1. However, I'll put it aside as I don't see anything of note for the video. What is also known that Ultron in the later years made licensed games for the DS, which once again is not notable, so F it. With me are some proto images. One of them is stage 3 and dear god, because what the hell have they done? Another is a versus screenshot, but instead of the street, it's a pleasant beach, so how nice. I got more where it came from, but I'll move it on with it now. Time to talk about the game itself fully, and let's dive into the jungle of broken freestyles. Though note that I'm not going in too deep. Building up the game, we see at night some girl who smells of is watching some music video from a pop star named Jorking, which almost sounds like a former harm called choking. And then Vanilla sleeps as the TV goes to the salad, which later somehow has the title screen of the game and... While we're in the menu, let's check the game's practice mode, and ignore the 2-player mode for the video because I got no one to play with. You can freestyle like in Parappa and ad-lib sections. That didn't appear in Parappa at all. So this game's version of cool mode is a short segment called ad-lib in the middle of the song. It's not really cool mode, so Now, most people who play the game would go, but there's a reason for just not to spam in ad-libs like Anyman on drugs. Watch here. See? That was the finishing move. For every ad-lib, you can try one of the 3 finishing moves in each ad-lib, which will grant you more points for the impact judge. Oh wait. Unlike in Parappa, if you're on either good or cool mode, you get to pass the stage. Here in Jung, after the song, you're subject to judgment. Pass the right amount of points, and you get the pass. If not, you're gonna have to do the stage again, so each judge has a different way to judge you, such as ad-lib for how well you freestyled, or for rhythm, it judges you by health. Oh wait. And there's the fact that instead of the ranking meter in Parappa, it's a health bar in Jungle Rifle, where it's not only a health bar for your own sacred rhythm blood, but it will also change the stage's outcome and also overall animations for each stages. Like, take an example for stage 4, where the master of karaoke in the middle of the song will say something regarding your performance overall. Now for the elephant in the room, the broken freestyles mechanic. In Parappa, freestyles work so well and does rate things fairly, most of the time. In Hell Rhythm, while the issue isn't so prevalent, in stage 3 is where hell breaks loose, and you start to see how janky the ad-lib functions are. You would make what seems to be a decent freestyle or just repeat what this wooden mannequin of a man says. Instead, you get booted and get your health lowered. The game's own rhythm doesn't know what it exactly wants or hears. It either goes, "Oi, your boot mate," to... And there's a reason why Jung Rhythm isn't so reminiscent about as Parappa is. Parappa worked while Jung systems ran like macOS 8, that is to say, a mess. But hey, we at least got some unique looking art style, even if it's a bit uglier or stiff. Yeah, so there's a last problem to this mess of a Saturn game. And it's the fact that it's so stiff compared to Parappa, which, I mean, yeah, I can see why. Parappa is smooth because it was easy to animate to the way the models are made, like paper. Jung Rhythm has to animate fully 3D models on a system that was meant for 3D to begin with, hence why the animations are so stiff, like a corpse. Even then, with these messes, it's an interesting oddity, a game that tried to mimic Parappa but fell apart, and it has an interesting art style to all of it, even if it's stiff in the game, sure, and otherwise, how did the fanbase form around it? Now that's a question that ain't for me to answer, nor is the average every man can answer. Jung Rhythm will be remembered in my eyes as a oddity of a game, and now, I think I'll just cover the story of the game in my way. So after the aforementioned starting cutscene, Vanilla gets chased by a Viking. That escalated quickly. Then Viking saves Vanilla by beating up the Viking, and no, it's going to... Thankfully, that was a dream, and now Vanilla is late for school, and her mother wants her to get ready. Stage 1 proceeds. Now after that, in school, Vanilla and her friends, with 2 of them named after food items, and 1 being named after him, play a game of guess what it is. Strawberry brings out a photo of choking. Then Vanilla and the other 2 friends get jealous in the table with the photo dropping, getting stepped on by Vanilla, who tells Vanilla to meet up in the next PE class for some ballroom dancing, which Vanilla doesn't know anything about. Great. Stage 2 proceeds. It's now art class. Most of the students are done, while Vanilla is having trouble with the cow. Then her friends show up and tell her to show the drawing, in which she starts to delay the inevitable with the painting falling on the ground. Her friend starts to laugh, and Vanilla gets embarrassed. So much so that she seeks help in the form of crying out loud. Then a man whose face is abstract and shouldn't be possible shows up and decides to teach Vanilla the fine arts. Stage 3 proceeds. After school, Vanilla and her friends decide to do something, with none of them being able to settle on one. In the meanwhile, he wants some sleep. After rock, paper, scissors, Vanilla wins and they go to the karaoke. After the friends are done, Vanilla chooses a choking song. Boy, isn't she a fun girl. She's of course questioned if she knows the song. Vanilla replies yes, before the master of karaoke shows up, and she's probably forced to sing with a man who's so serious about karaoke. Stage 4 proceeds. After that, they all go to the burger shop. Vanilla shows 2 of her friends a egg cheat, and that it's trending right now, really dates the game's production and overall everything a bit. And Vanilla is poor for the month. Then suddenly, Strawberry announces that Choking is having a concert. Vanilla would want to go if she is not poor right now. So then Strawberry suggests that Vanilla would work in a part-time job at the burger shops. Is she even of legal age to do that? So then she gets hired and the manager, I think, shows up. Stage 5 proceeds. So then, Vanilla goes to the concert in the style of a poorly written English song. She and her friends show up in the concert. Choking also shows up via a platform. And this guy here says that the one who gets Choking's rose will get to perform on stage with Choking, which to be honest, it's weird. So then it lands on Vanilla, and it's set foot to perform with Choking. Stage 6 proceeds. And now this is where it differs depending how well you did. If you gain a score under 450 points in the judgment area, then Vanilla wakes up and it's a dream, disappointing and cliche, and Vanilla goes back to sleep. Past that, get the exact or over of 450 points, Vanilla is continuing to perform with Choking, with now that iconic Choking song. The secret stage 7 proceeds, which after that, Vanilla is in an emergency press conference where she's being interviewed by news agents. As one says, and Vanilla says, and so, Vanilla may go to showbiz. Good for her, I guess, since that wasn't a dream. So yeah, the story here, in the way it's presented, is different from Parappa. Parappa improves himself to get Sunny with him rather than Joe, learned karate, learned how to drive a car, so on and so forth. And the story here is just the one of the Vanilla's days which ends either as a dream or start for stardom, so make that of what you will. So that's it then. It was a bit more quicker than the Sonic 2 video, ironically, and before I go out, I'll give the mention to Derek Pascarella and their English patch. Without that, I wouldn't be able to tell the story and understand the game's mechanics. Also shout out to the Jung Rhythm Discord server with some help. And with that, I'll be heading off.